Welcome to Life After Hockey, presented by RSG Hockey and RSG Wealth. I'm Mike McKenna. Today we're joined by Dale Weise. What's going on in your world? It's nice to see that face again. The last time we did was when we were playing together in the Philadelphia organization. So what's going on for you?
Yeah, I am currently in Montreal doing my mandatory 7-day quarantine, which has been it's been interesting the first couple days. I went from being at home with my wife and my 4 kids and busy twins for the last 4 months, every single day, all day, till to sitting here and having a lot of time on my hands, which has been weird. But I'm not going to lie, I've actually enjoyed it a little bit.
Has it given you time to kind of take everything into the bigger picture and see what's going on? And the whole purpose of this, right, is life after hockey, post-playing career, something we'll dig in on. Were you able to take that and put it towards what you've been doing in the business world as well?
Yeah, so you know what? When we got locked down March 12th, I sat there. We're in the hockey schedule. It's a busy time. In realist, where I'm looking, we got 2 weeks left in the season. I start thinking, what am I going to do in the summer? And then all of a sudden, boom, you're shut down, you're on lockdown, your house is crazy, kids are running around, and you got to kind of find a release for yourself. So, that's where I kind of had my business, and I couldn't really go to the business, but, me and my partner and my wife obviously had a lot of conversations. We got to discuss it, and it really gave me a lot more time to think, okay, if this is really what my life is going to and hockey's done, what am I going to do? How am I going to organize it? And how am I going to manage to stay sane? So it's been a really good time for that.
Let's dig in a little bit now. Wowmoms World, it's the business that you're associated with in Brossard, Quebec, catering to mothers, to children. Tell us a little bit about the business and the process that you went through to get towards being a franchisee of it.
Yeah, so it's a business my wife was really passionate about. We originally first started looking to franchise it ourselves in Winnipeg. And then twins came along, things got busy, and it wasn't a really big opportunity for us. It was too much for us at the time. So the CEO of the company is now our partner on the location. She asked if we'd be interested in opening a place with her in Brossard. And for us, it was kind of a no-brainer. We knew the location. We lived in the area for 2 years prior to that. And, we were really, really excited to get a chance to kind of jump into the business world, which we've been talking about for a while, and then kind of have someone that could hold your hand along the process. And, to have the CEO of the company partnering with you definitely made it a little easier. And it's just a cool business. It's something we're really passionate about. Yourself playing in a bunch of different cities, you kind of get a feel for kind of what the world could use and stuff like that. And that was kind of my insight where, all the places I've been, there was never a real place you could take your kids and kind of, enjoy yourself, pamper yourself, do a bunch of different things and be safe and clean. I mean, you can go to a McDonald's play center and do that in a lot of places, but, it's just the cleanliness and stuff like that. It was just a business that we were really passionate about.
And it's kind of full service, right? Like I love the concept that moms can show up with their kids. They can kind of send them aside for a little bit and do their own thing, but they can also do things together as a family, right?
Yeah, we have everything. That's what's so interesting about it is, moms can come if they want to get some time away. We have babysitters. We have a full spa. We have a laundry list of treatments that they can do. We have hair products, anything you want to be pampered as a mom, we have. And we have amazing play centers for kids. So it's not like you're sending your kid into a 10 by 12 room at a daycare where he's going to sit there on the floor and just play toys. We have beautiful play centers. I will mention at this point are very sanitized and
Sure.
On our protocols. But, we have classes for moms and dads and kids and the whole family. We have, tutor sessions. We have a cafe. We have pools for kids 4 and under. There's just like I said, there's so many different elements to the business, which makes it so exciting. And I know as soon as people come in, they can't get enough of it.
Having a little bit of a name in the community, have you been able to leverage that a little bit? Not just in clientele, but in terms of people that are just interested, whether it's finding, partners to go in on the business with you or sponsorship or any of that capacity. Has it been advantageous to you to be able to reach out and be rooted in the community?
Yeah. So originally, the location that we're at now was not our original location for it. It kind of, we kind of switched gears as we were, looking for a place to go. And in that aspect, we had a big company that's a sponsor of the Montreal Canadiens and that kind of fell into our lap. They were opening a new development. They had a new building, and that kind of played a really big role for us, which down the road is going to be huge. The building's amazing. It's a brand new build. The space is amazing. So that was a big bonus for us. And then, you know what? We had our grand opening plan for March 16th. We had a lot of things in place, and then obviously the pandemic happened and kind of shut that down. So we haven't had the advantages that I wish we could have, barring this, but, we're trying to operate the best we can in these situations. And as we go forward, I think I'll be able to use that leverage a little more.
Yeah, I think that's all of us right now. Like you say, you're trying to make the most of the unknown, and I mean, hoping everything gets back to whatever we think normal may be soon. But you're currently a player in the NHL with the Montreal Canadiens. You've had a great career. Hopefully, there's plenty of hockey ahead of you. But when did you start to think about your post-playing career? How you wanted to be able to diversify what you can do in life beyond the ice rink?
Yeah, it's something that I've always thought about. Even from an early playing career, I always had other interests. Whether that was business or real estate or whatever it was. I always knew that I wasn't gonna, try to bank in on hockey and then live the rest of my life at the lake and not do anything. It's just not my personality. I'm way too high energy. My mind's not wired like that. I'm always kind of going. So, I know me and you discussed when we were in the Philadelphia Flyers organization about, maybe staying on the business side of hockey after. And I think it's something originally that I wanted to when I was younger. And then as I've gone through the grinds of the game that I have, I kind of got swayed away from it a little bit. So I started switching my mindset to the business side. And then, like I said, my wife was really passionate about Wowmoms, and that kind of fell into our lap. So I got involved with that. And I think it's something, if you're not, even if you are a high-end guy that's making the big money, I think you got to find something you're passionate about, because, you're retiring in your mid-30s, and, you can't sit at home all day for 8 hours or drive yourself crazy. I don't think it's healthy for anybody. So I think it's great for young guys to always look into something they're passionate about, and obviously that'll change as your career goes on. But that's definitely kind of the way it went for me.
Isn't it nice when your hobby can turn into something that you're passionate about, and then eventually down the road turn that into a business?
That's amazing. It's huge. And I think it's great, like you said, where, you find something you're passionate about. And I've kind of gone through a couple different things, and I didn't jump into business ventures because I wasn't really sure I was passionate about it. And now the things that I'm into now, I'm extremely passionate about. So it's great.
I think that's a good bit of advice, to be patient. You don't have to do something just to stay busy. Like, it really is important to find what you're going to want to do. I mean, obviously I could tell that you and your wife have this passion for what you're doing with Wowmoms, and you touched on the other side of it too. Now you're doing a little bit of real estate on top of that, right?
Yeah, it's real estate for me has always been a passion since I was a young kid. I don't know what it was. My parents aren't into real estate. It just was something I was always passionate about. Design and building. It's just something that really sparks interest in me. And I've been gaining knowledge throughout the years, and I've wanted to jump in, and I have a lot of friends that I've gained through the last couple of years that are developers or investors or somewhat involved in real estate. And they've always told me, "Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. You got to get involved. You got to get involved." And I think their passion kind of, reflected on me a little bit. And then, I waited for a good opportunity that I was comfortable with. And then on the other side, to touch on real estate a little bit, where you're never going to be completely safe in anything you do in an investment. So it's got to be something you're passionate about. I think that's number one. And then you got to have comfort on level 2. And then 3, you got to just be willing to jump in the water sometimes.
And you need help too. I mean, this is the common theme that when you talk to people is that I had a great mentor. I had a great team around me. Who's been there for you during this process to try to help you grow into your role outside of hockey?
Yeah, so on the real estate side, my wife's sister's boyfriend was a guy for me that he's huge into real estate, and we've talked about it for the last 10 years since I met my wife and then started dating. And I always spitballed ideas off him, and he's been a guy that's been huge for me. He's one of the guys that pretty much held my hand along the way for my first purchase. He put a team in place for me. I really didn't have to do too much, and I'm really, really grateful for that opportunity that he gave me. And, like you said, especially real estate for me, you have to have a team. You have to have a good lawyer. You have to have, a developer. If you're building, you got to have a contractor that you trust. There's just so many people that you have to have in place. And then on the other side, obviously, for Wowmoms, partnering with the CEO, it really doesn't get any easier than that.
Right.
She's held her hand, walked us through, and she's been huge for us on that. There's no dumb questions throughout the whole building stage of our place and the franchising. I'm sure I asked a lot of dumb questions, but I learned a lot throughout.
We've all learned that, though, really, that dumb questions sometimes you learn the most from, and that's the old adage, there's no dumb question, really can be true. It's the tiniest little things that you can pick up on that can really help you in life. Have the guys in the locker room, though, grabbed onto what you're doing? Are they asking questions? Can you tell that they kind of get curious about what you're doing and organically them thinking about what they'll be doing after hockey someday as well?
Yeah, you know what? I had the advantage when I was really, really young in the minors to play with a couple guys that were doing other things other than hockey. And I mean, you can contest to this. There's probably 85% of guys that have zero clue about what they want to do after.
Yeah.
And the other 50% have kind of an idea, but they just don't jump in. They don't know enough.
Yeah.
They're a little too scared. I think the hockey culture is, everybody save your money, save your money, save your money. Focus on hockey, focus on one thing, be obsessed with it. And they never really expand their horizons into other things. So I think as I've gone through this the last couple of years, I've asked people questions, I've picked people's brains, and I've kind of opened guys' eyes to it a little bit. And I think when I was in the minors this year, I had, the most conversations with young guys, just about, mostly about real estate, but just about having ideas of what they want to do after the career. And like you said, be patient. You don't need to jump into it at 23 years old. But just have some ideas and start asking questions. I think we have such a good platform of being hockey players. There's so many successful and wealthy people that just want to talk to you. They're fans of the game, and you can spitball ideas off them and use your platform to really reach people, and down the road it'll pay huge for you.
What's really interesting is that you're still obviously a relatively young person when it comes to the business world, but you're an experienced player. And I could sense firsthand how much teammates looked up to you when we were in Philly, in Lehigh Valley. It's got to be a good feeling, though, even as young as you are in your business career, that you're able to help and mentor these younger players and help them understand that there is more life after hockey and be able to give them something more than just tips on how to go bar down in a game, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I really enjoyed, even being in the minors in Lehigh and mentoring young guys on the hockey side. But I think I almost enjoyed it more on the personal side, the mental side, and obviously just seeing where they're at and just kind of putting little things in their brain about, maybe what are you interested in? Maybe this would be a good idea, or maybe this is a good guy to talk to. I really enjoyed that side of it because I think it's something that hockey needs, and it's something the league is really dropping the ball on, where just not preparing guys enough or even showing them what their interests are and what they could get into down the line. Because like I said, just from a mental standpoint, when you finish and, all the lights go off and all the fame and the credibility and all that kind of goes out the window, you're left at home by yourself. And I'm sure that's extremely scary for some guys to not know what they want to do and not have any direction. So I really enjoyed that side of it.
Yeah, you touched on something funny where the fame, the notoriety, and we can't be on here and not talk about you having one of the best names in all of sports is the Dutch Gretzky. And I remember learning about this, and the whole basis of it was the year you spent, I think, in Denmark during the lockout, I remember, and you went on an absolute record pace. When did you find out that you were being called the Dutch Gretzky?
Yeah. So, it's a crazy story. It was Netherlands, by the way. I just want to correct that because if
I appreciate that. Thank you.
To watch, they'll be upset with you. So I just got to clarify.
I don't need enemies. I don't need any more enemies than I made as a playing goaltender. I'm sure I have plenty out there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. So you know what? It kind of worked it was the Vancouver media that originally gave it to me, in a derogatory way. A couple guys in their blogs were kind of making fun of the fact that I went to this, not a real recognized league, and talking about how I never scored in the NHL and I never had stats and stuff. So I kind of
no respect at all. That's what it was.
It was a really it was something I really was not proud of. I fired back to the media all the time about it. I was like, I was very vocal about it. But then when it switched to Montreal, it kind of took on a life of its own. It became a positive thing, and I really embraced it. because it was looked at as a positive way. You know what? I went over to a league that wasn't, a really, I don't want to say not a talented league, but obviously below the NHL. And
there wasn't much prestige to it, but you needed to play hockey.
Yeah, I told Al, for the people watching, that's our the head of our agency, Roy Sports Group Illinois. So I told him, I said, look, it's mid-October. I don't know when we're going to start playing. I said, just give me a job anywhere. I just want to go play. I've been skating at home with a group of 10 guys for 5 months. I'm tired of this. Just get me anywhere. And we had a team, within 24 hours, and boom, I was on a plane, and that was it. So I loved it. I had a tremendous time there. It was awesome. Great people. And I think because of that experience that I had there, I think I'm more open to the idea of going to play in Europe, to finish my career, just because of the experience I had there.
I love how the story flipped from being a negative to a positive. I mean, now you look at it, it's such a great nickname. It's so funny, but
people put it on.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But it's also because you played so well in Montreal that it came your way too, Where can people find out more about Wowmoms World, and where can they find anything that they need to in your business future?
Yes. So, Wowmoms, we're on all social media platforms. Something in the pandemic we've been working on is so the website for Wowmoms will take you to the main page, and you can look up there's a location in Montreal, there's a location in Laval, there's one in Florida, there's one in Texas. I think there's 3 in Mexico. There's plenty opening everywhere. So the website can take you to all different locations. We're working on right now just having our own website for our specific location, getting our retail on there, getting our protein on there. We've got a great line of protein, which is amazing if anyone hasn't tried it. They can get in touch with me on my social media. I'm trying to post as much as I can about the business. As I go forward, I'm in Montreal right now. I got my 7-day quarantine. After that, I'll be spamming tons of Wowmom stuff out there. As we proceed along here, we'll have more people in. We got to have a grand opening here eventually, which we didn't get to have. So, the best place would be message me if you don't know about it. I'm very accessible on Instagram. I message everybody back. There's no dumb questions like I've learned. And, I'm open to talk to anybody about it. I love the business. It's tremendous family atmosphere.
Great stuff, Dale. Thanks so much for coming and explaining about your business interests, life after hockey. Really appreciate it. This has been another edition of Life After Hockey presented by RSG Hockey RSG Wealth. I'm Mike McKenna. Thanks for watching.